Is a preview of the lecture video on uh, anomalies of the aortic arch in the fetus. Short snippets of the various parts of the entire lecture video will follow for your preview. Having gone through the preview, if you wish to listen to the main lecture video, go to sonoshare.in.
Branchial arches and an intersegmental artery on either of the side are developed. Then posteriorly from right and left pulmonary arteries respectively.
Two ductal arches, both encircle the esophagus and trachea. So the anomalies of the aortic arch are due to regression. The left aortic arch and the left ductal arch persist. These two persist. So as told in the video, by elongation, the final technology also may be used. So of all this, the most important to study the anomalies of the aortic arch is the 3VT, and right side is posterior. So the V is on the left of trachea. So in relation to the trachea we talk. So from left to right, if you go, you get the pulmonary artery and then the aortic arch, longitudinal cephalic, but the spine is right anterior. So previously we saw spine right posterior. Here it is right anterior, it is away from transducer, whereas here it is towards the transducer, so it is red. So this you must recognize. The color will depend upon the flow direction. These variations in color with various fetal positions is discussed in detail. It resembles an umbrella hand arising independently and the left subclavian artery arising independently like a hockey stick. So that is the wide curve, and the anatomy is, that is the right ventricle. Aorta is arising from the posterior left ventricle, then it goes towards the right shoulder to the right, and then it turns width. So it is not a paper thin, so it has got a width. So as a result, the beam has got a width. That width will, taking a volume, you can reconstruct the arch views, which will eliminate the disadvantages of the obstructive lesion due to obstruction in the aortic arch, that is coarctation of aorta and interrupted aorta, natally or postnatally. So it will be an incidental diagnosis, or it can produce cause a vascular ring around trachea and esophagus and compress the aortic arch. The fetuses have to be investigated for, and double aortic arch and left aortic arch and a right ductal arch. The both the aortic and ductal arches are to the right of trachea. That's so. This condition will produce, because of the right aortic and ductal arches, you will see the the further increased, the risk is further increased if there is associated longitudinal breach. So the right side is anterior. So the flow in both arches is towards the transducer. So it is, when you come to the 3VT, when you make a sweep, when you move towards 3VT, what do you see? You see the right aortic and ductal arches forming a right V with overriding of aorta. And when you come to the three vessel trachea view, you see the right aortic arch and right ductal arch to the right of trachea. So this arrow is the trachea. And in addition to that, so he from the same vessel, you can see here, that is the vessel, the pulmonary arteries arising from the undersurface of the same vessel. That means it is a common arterial trunk. Aortic arch model, double aortic arch model. The left aortic arch distal to the subclavian artery and the right ductus arteriosus regress. Fourth chamber view, it is normal, and when you come to the 3VT, you see that the pulmonary ductal arctus arteriosus is to the left still, but the aortic arch is to the right. So it forms a U. So that of trachea and esophagus. So trachea is in the middle. So this forms the U sign. So in 3VT, you get the right aortic arch, left ductal arch, forming a U sign. That is the U around the trachea. So this is not seen in grayscale, very faintly seen, but in color it is red. That means there is reversal of flow. So U sign with narrow pulmonary artery and reversal of flow, that indicates pulmonary atresia. Aortic arch distal to the left common carotid, that is in between the left common carotid and the left subclavian. That segment and the right ductus arteriosus regress. How will it look? So this part regresses. So as a result, we get the aorta and ascending aorta, which is not seen here, and the aortic arch. So first it's arising from the distal aortic arch and goes to the left. So this will be U sign with aberrant left subclavian artery. So when you do a angio, uh, postnatal angio in a patient with this condition, and this is the, I have rotated this image to see the right ductal arch alone regresses. So the aortic arch on both sides persist. Arch. So when you take a section, what happens is we get a what is called the zigzag sign. So that is the zigzag sign because of the bifurcation of the artery. First you get the LVOT, then the RVOT with the pulmonary artery, and then if you go further 3VT, you see the aorta going to the right and dividing into, bifurcating by the two arches, and one arch is bigger. The right aortic arch is bigger and left arch is small, is here, whereas the aorta, that is the pulmonary artery branch. So this is main pulmonary artery branch, ductus arteriosus. This is the aorta, which bifurcation. So that is the zigzag sign. And when you go little further acephalic, you see the complete vascular ring. We come to the next anomaly, that is the right ductus arch and left aortic arch, which is a very, very, very rare anomaly. Now this is again the double aortic arch to the right, and then it turns towards the left behind the trachea to join the aorta. So it forms a complete vascular ring with a cross ribbon appearance. So if you take a little tilted section, you will see the complete cross ribbon. So here, that's the result. What happens? The right subclavian and the right common carotid are separated. It is not the common brachiocephalic origin, they are separated, and we get an aberrant right septal artery behind the trachea towards the right shoulder. Okay, straight course. Now here you will see the left V sign. So the V is to the left of trachea, and in the 3VT itself we see the right subclavian, aberrant right subclavian arising from the apex of the behind the trachea. So this can be mistaken with the azygos arch. So this is azygos arch. From the posterior foot ratio for trisomy 21, when it is isolated, it is 3.9. So when it is there, you must look for physical location. You see the narrowing. If it is long, then you call it tubular hypoplasia. The normal, if you take a ratio between right ventricle and left ventricle, normal is 1.19. If it is more than 1.69, we call it disproportionately smaller LV. In the LVOT and 3VT, we get a thin, narrow aorta, and there will be forward flow. Now in the ascending aorta and the narrow portion, this is the direct sign of coarctation of. So grayscale is better, and in color there is, you see it is grayscale, it is thin, but in color you don't make out that thinness, and there is no sinus. In the LVOT you see a narrow aorta. In 3VT, besides the narrow aortic arch, you also see 2 SVCs, reduces and prevent a cardiogenic shock. And if there are associated anomalies, the prognosis becomes 1. This is the most common type in 55%, usually associated with a malalignment VST in 90%. Straight continuing is the neck vessel. So features, if there is no VST, it will be similar to coarctation of aorta. So here is the fetus shows for chamber view, you get aorta is thin and the arch is not continuous. There is discontinuity of the arch. So there is discontinuity, and if you take the arch view, that is there is a neck vessel. You don't see the arch. So that is typical of interrupted aortic arch, and you can see the video showing the VST overriding, and when you come to the 3VT, you get a discontinuous aorta. Deep demonstrating the actual bifurcation of the aorta, that is more reliable. And in left aortic arch and right ductal arch, we get the cross ribbon sign, associated cardiac anomaly. And with right aortic arch, if you get a left ductal arch, you get a U sign, which is a loose vascular ring, ductal arch with a cross ribbon sign. So these are the 3 conditions of complete vascular ring, markers of trisomy 21. When it is associated with other markers, then there is a with the increase in with the cardiac anomaly, risk for trisomy 21, 18 and 22q11 increases.